Hello again, people. Welcome back to HemingwayLand.com, your source for quality, affordable land in the state of New Mexico. I am genuinely excited today about this property, genuinely excited whenever we can offer land in this region of the state. As you can see from the photo, as you can see from the headline, you've got the Navajo Marina really right in the backyard of this property. But aside from that, you're in a part of the state where there are zero planning and zoning laws. So for those of you who come to the website looking for properties that are RV friendly, kind of have a place where you can just camp for indiscriminate periods of time or build a tiny home, build a shipping container home, and you don't want to run into those sort of bureaucratic, zoning permitting hurdles that you encounter in other parts of the state, this is an ideal region for you. Additionally, there's a whole lot more besides the nearby marina in this area that you can take advantage of really throughout the entirety of the year. So whenever we have property in this area, it tends to sell pretty quickly. So as noted, excited to have another one. With all that said, this is reference number SJNM6375, located as noted in San Juan County. I believe I said that. It is roughly 2.5 acres, and as you saw up top, these 2.5 acres are priced at $8,000. For the record, I will get into comps later in this video, but $8 grand for 2.5 acres out here is a really good price. With all that said, let's bring this up on a map, show you guys exactly where this is. As with all of our listings, come down here, click any one of the GPS coordinates, and on Google Maps, the property shall appear. Before we get into specifics, however, let's do as we always do, pull back and talk about where this is within the state. So, as noted, you are up here in the northwest corner of the state in the Four Corners region. San Juan County, of course, borders Colorado, Utah, and Arizona. This specific property is over here by the marina, and if we right-click and measure distance from the little dot right there down here to the marina, you can see that just down the 511, this is roughly a 4-mile drive to the marina itself. Navajo Marina, for those of you who are unfamiliar with it, is the second largest body of water in the state, second only to Elephant Butte Lake in Sierra County. That being said, this is a marina that takes greater advantage of the fact that people want to come out onto the lake. And so they have a lot more amenities, a lot more things that they offer. There's, obviously you can take your boat out there, but you can also rent a boat. You can rent jet skis. You can rent one of those party boats, take the family and friends out for, whatever 4th of July weekend or any weekend. Etc. And they have a whole lot of other things that you can rent out here. They also have little restaurants, just things that you can enjoy the region with. I will get back to that in just a second. But the point is that you are close to the Navajo Marina. Now, in addition, it should be noted that here in nearby Rio Arriba County, if you own your own boat and you get tired of the Navajo Marina, you could come over here to the Vado and Heron Lakes, and you could go out boating, fishing, whatever, jet skiing out here as well. These two lakes also have some boat rentals, not as much as what they have at Navajo Marina. So if you don't own your own boat, you can still go out there and take advantage of that region. Additionally, Lake Abiquiu is also very close here, also in Rio Arriba County. So there's a lot to explore over here. It should be noted, however, one of the big selling points of this property to me is that it is not just a seasonal property. It is not just one best enjoyed in the spring and summer months, because situated up here, you are very close as well to nearby Telluride, which sits right up here roughly, if we right-click and measure distance, as the crow flies, roughly about, 60 miles north. That being said, maybe with drive time through the mountains, such like that, maybe it's, a little bit more, hour and a half, something like that to get up there. But that and the nearby Taos Ski Valley, which again, if we right-click and measure distance, as the crow flies, you will see is also, this one's about 2 hours as the crow flies, but of course you're going to have to, snake your way through Rio Arriba County first to get out to it. So maybe it's more like 2.5. But the point is that you have easy access, relatively easy access to two of the most popular skiing areas within North America, out here in Taos and in Telluride. These are really right in your backyard. So as noted, it's not just a property that you enjoy in the spring and summer months, but really all year round. So with all that said, let's zoom back in here and just talk about property specifics. If we go back to satellite view and go further in here, you can see, first off, this property sits right off the 511. You have easy access to the 511. It is situated here along Road 4050. We have actually sold a couple properties along 4050. We had a lot that was right here at the end of this road a little while back. Whatever the case, this property, if we go to map view, you can see a demonstration of what the lot looks like. At the time that I am recording this video, I do not yet have a plat map on this. I'm hoping to have a plat map for you guys. But either way, down here in the gallery, you can see a sort of visual illustration, Google Earth overlay of the exact size, shape, location of this property. And as you saw on Google Maps, this matches what was demonstrated there. Whatever the case, coming in off the 511 over here, you will notice you have a little residential area here. You have some people living here, here, and here. With residences, of course, come power lines. So the nearest power is set up right here at this very nice, I'm guessing it's a house, this very nice house over here, which sits roughly, again, I'm going to right-click and measure distance, roughly about 500, 600 feet just away from the property. This is the center point of the land, so let's say about 500 feet just to the west of the property. So probably not difficult or expensive to get power extended out to the land. What I will note is curious to me is that there is power over here, here, here. There are power lines going through this region, but somehow there's this dead zone where there is no power running along here. I don't know, but there you go. Point being, probably not difficult to get extended out. As with all of our properties, we get photos taken from the property itself. I will first, however, sell the sizzle, not the steak, and just say here's the Navajo Marina out here. Some pictures of the marina that you've seen before. The Pine River up here. This subject property that we're talking about sits very close to Todosio Canyon. Todosio, of course, overlooks the Pine River, and this is some more of these fantastic boat rentals that they have out here, and some more of the lake. Anyway. So this is the access road coming in off the 511 going out to the property. As you can see, this looks very well maintained. My photographer said that if you're going to be driving up and down this road all the time, you'd probably want a four-wheel drive, vehicle with a little higher undercarriage. Maybe not the type of property you want to navigate in any vehicle. That being said, when I look at these roads, they seem fine to me, but he's the expert. He's been out there. I haven't. Whatever the case, when you see the property here, you can see that, number one, easy road access, very close to the 511. And, like most of the land in this region, you've got some of this, whatever these things are, these sort of overturned trees that exist out here. If you're going to build on this land, if you're going to park on this land, I'll come back to this in a second. There are cutouts, there are areas that you can do this. That being said, it may require, particularly if you're going to build a home site out here, it may require some landscaping, some excavation, some knocking down some trees, things like that. That being said, one of the nice aspects about the property is what you will find in this region out by the canyons. There's a lot of very rocky ground, very rocky terrain. This property is not that. We've learned this lesson the hard way in the past about buying property out here that is too rocky. This property, for however many rocks you are seeing on it, is not that. This is the kind of place where you can come, set up an RV, set up a trailer, or even start to build. You've got enough room to sort of do that thing out here. But, of course, you will need to knock down some trees. You will need to do some landscaping. It should be noted. What else? As we go through these, you can also see that you've got some nice mesa views out here. These are the aforementioned power lines that we were discussing. And this is a drone shot from up above the property. This would be the property right here. So as you can see from this perspective, there are certainly enough cutout areas here to park an RV, to park a trailer, to have a campsite. Before you can get out there and you can start to really start to build, really start to landscape the region, there are still enough areas of the property that you can take advantage of. You're not, cornered between a bunch of trees. Additionally, from here, you can also see some of the nearby power lines. You can see the 511 out here, and you can get a sense that this is a kind of quaint residential region. There's some homes out here, but really it's just a lot of people who are just living in trailers, living in mobile homes, etc. And then, of course, we close with some other shots of the marina and some of the boats out there. By the way, guys, I should just have you know there's going to be a drone video down here at the bottom of the page. If you want to get a better sense of the property, the terrain, the surroundings, you'll be able to explore that. With all that said, there are a couple links here in this table I want to make you guys aware of. As I was talking about earlier, just things to do, things to explore, and things to see out here. We've got links not only to the Navajo Marina's website, which I'll point you to just quickly here. You can get a sense not only of what the marina is like, but exactly how active it is, the kind of things that they rent out here, these houseboat rentals. Other rentals includes kayaks, whatever some of these things are, aquacycles, hydro bikes, so on and so forth. Birthday packages, I don't know what that is. But point is, houseboat rentals, you can rent one of these suckers. And as noted, I mean, that's a pretty cool weekend that you can have right there. And additionally, you can see the cafe that's out here. You can get a sense of a lot that you could do through this website. Additionally, we also have some links here to the aforementioned Heron and Vado Lake State Parks, Abiquiu Lake Recreation Area. Each of these, take a look at if you want to get a sense of these nearby lakes and what you can do out here, what rentals are available to you, etc. And then, of course, we have this thing, which is just, things to do in Taos. Taos, of course, being close enough to the property. Taos is a vibrant community with a lot of great activities, and if you just explore a minor thing like this on TripAdvisor, you can see all of what's available to you out there very close to the land. Blah, blah, blah. With all this said, let me just touch upon the zoning issue. So this property sits in unincorporated San Juan County. San Juan County is not like, say, Socorro County. It's not one completely devoid of zoning restrictions. It has zoning, but not in the unincorporated regions. This region up by the Marina is, quote, unincorporated. So everything we were talking about earlier, RV-friendly, no planning zoning laws, that refers specifically to this region by the Marina. So just so you guys have a sense of that, if you do call the county and you talk to them about buying land, they'll say, no, we do have zoning laws. Yes, in Aztec and Bloomfield and places like that, but not out here, FYI. With all that said, let me talk about some of the aforementioned comps that I was mentioning. As always, when we bring up land and farm, we type in San Juan County here. We're going to get all the properties that are listed out here. If we pick our acreage, this property is 2.5, so let's say everything from 2 to, I don't know, 7 acres would be a reasonable comp, right? If we apply that filter, click the magnifying glass and search on it, and then if we sort these properties by price lowest first property you're going to see that comes up is another property that we have, another 2.5 acre property for $8,000 that sits on the peninsula out there. But then what you'll see is here's a 2.5 acre property for $16,000. Okay, now this one of course is in Bloomfield, so it's not exactly a proper comp. But here's one right by the Marina, roughly 5 acres, twice the size of our property for $45,000. So at half the price, $22,000, that is more the price range that you run into for 2.5 acre lots out there. Now, here's a 2.5 acre for $10,000. This one I find kind of curious. I went on this listing. I tried to figure out which property it was, where it was, get any information about it. Of course, you can't because it's a realtor. They provide no information. Here's a 5 acre property for $10,000. And actually what's interesting about this is one we actually had the option to buy one time, and I passed on this because as you can see, it's all rock. There's all rock out here. I don't know what anybody can do with this land, but for $10,000 you could buy that one. Point being, if you continue through these comps, what you'll see is that the first real comp that you're going to come to, 2.5 acres for $17,500. So as you can see, twice the price of our 2.5 acre property. And then if you continue through these, you'll notice here's another Navajo Dam property, 2.5 acres for $20,000, 2.5 for, well, that's probably the same listing. That one's out in Aztec. What else? Well, you get the point, guys. The point is that for $8,000 for 2.5 acres out by the Marina, it's a steal. And the nearest like-type comp is about $17,000. And that $17,000 property, if I'm not mistaken, is actually like over here, I believe. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so the point is it's a really good deal in a region where there's just so much to offer. And I didn't even really get into Shipwreck or to the Shiprock, excuse me, or to the Four Corners region or all the things that you could do out there in San Juan County, but there is plenty to do. Anyway, with all that said, if this is a property that you're interested in purchasing, just come down here, click the Buy Now button. We have this set up for a $500 earnest money deposit. I just want to explain that to you guys. I don't anticipate the average person can charge $8,000 on a credit card. And even if they can, maybe they want to close through title and escrow. Maybe they want to talk to me first. I don't know. But the point is we ask you to put down $500, and that just sort of locks the property down. And then we will contact you and figure out how you want to close on it. Maybe you want to pay the rest with a credit card, with 2 or 3 credit cards. Maybe you want to close through title and escrow. Whatever you want to do, he with the gold makes the rules. But the $500 is just the thing that gets the ball rolling. So you enter some information that we need, name or names for deed, tax address, where's San Juan County going to send their negligible tax bill every year. Agree to the terms of service, click next, and on the next page you can enter credit or debit card information to enter the $500. For the record, just to be clear, the $500 is not like, oh, put $500 down and then pay $100 a month for the rest of your life. This is, we're looking for a cash buyer for the $8,000 plus, hang on, $150 doc prep fee. So for $8,150, we're going to deed the property into your name. But the $500 is meant more as a way to just start the transaction rather than as a deposit or as something to drag it out over time. This is not a property where we offer financing. We're looking for a cash buyer. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, with all that said, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment here on the YouTube. Shoot us an email, support@hemingwayland.com, or give us a call, 702-919-7170. As noted, I really like these properties. We've sold a bunch of these in the past, these 2.5 acres in this price range, and they tend to sell pretty quickly. So if this is something you're interested in, I'd encourage you to, do your due diligence, learn everything you can about the region, reach out to us, ask us whatever questions that you have sooner rather than later. With all that said, thanks for watching, everybody, and we will see you in the next video.